Hi there, welcome to ServerHorse. In this video, I'm going to be briefly going over the ServerHorse panel. In order to access your panel, you first have to order your own server. You can do that easily through going down here and selecting one of these options and purchasing any of them, and you can always upgrade. So if you want to start smaller and you think you need more RAM over time, you can easily upgrade that at any point in time, and you will not pay the full price if it's in the same month. So you're not going to waste any money by upgrading your server. Anyhow, I want to make this very clear that these servers will work on any edition like we do mention here. So right out of the box, your server will be primarily a Java Edition server that works on all of the other editions. So it's Java Edition plugins, but it allows all of the other editions to connect. But it's also allowing Bedrock, Windows 10, which is Bedrock, and then you also have PS4, Xbox, and Pocket Edition, so your phone. You can connect through all those different devices through ServerHorse. So that is a very nice feature, and you do not have to set up any of that yourself. That comes with your server right out of the box. And so let's just get over into the panel where we can manage our server. So as soon as you order your server is instantly available and fully functional, so you do not have to wait at all. So we're going to just go to the panel, which is this button right here. You can also go to panel.serverhorse.com. And in order to set up your panel account, you just need to check your email, and then you can set it up through there, and it'll direct you to here where you will see your server. So now that I am in the ServerHorse panel, I can see the security controls up here if I want to enable any of these. And then I also got a support tab here. But let's just dive right into the server itself. So currently, as you can see, it's offline. You got some data displaying here, including the IP address and the CPU usage, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and hit manage here. And since the server is offline, you're not going to see a whole lot of data displayed here. But if I hit start, it'll boot up the server and I can go ahead and connect to it on any edition I would like to. Down here, we'll show the live RAM and CPU usage. So you can always look at that live through this panel area. So I'm going to go up here now, and you got a lot of different tabs here. We'll go over them briefly here. So you have the server details tab here where you can change the name of your server and look at other data like your disk space, etc., including your IP address right here. All that's good stuff. If we go over to Sftp Details, this is useful if you want to essentially connect through an external file manager, but we have a simple file manager, which we'll go over. So this is an example of an audit log. So you can look and see if somebody's doing something and you have other sub-users on your server, you can make sure they're not messing with your server and you can kind of see what they did. So let's go over to the management tab, and this is the simple file manager. So if you ever want to drag and drop any files, you have all that in here. There's a lot of advanced features too if you like to get advanced with your server, but we try to make it easy to use for beginners and advanced users. So that you have these GitHub actions, you can clone all that stuff. But if you just want to throw in a few plugins here, you can do that. But we also have a plugin installer, a Modpack installer, etc. So we'll go over that in just a second here. But you can always adjust these configurations and adjust your world seed and all that stuff and get very advanced with it. We want to make sure that you can grow your server and do whatever you want to do with your server, and that it's ready for the future, so that it's future proof. So we have all these different options here. You can always compress files, and there's a lot you can do in here. So a lot of different features, compress, new file, copy. So you can copy something and move it around and kind of create backups through here. We also have a database manager here. That's if you want to use those. We have the backups, essentially the data vault. So if you want to create backups, you can do that through here. We have the sub-users tab where you can create sub-users. So you can enter their email address and then select very, very specific permissions that you would like them to have access to. So you can get really specific with this. Over here, we have the allocation settings. So this is in case you want to, make sure you have the ports separated out. You can copy your ports separately. And sometimes you won't even need a port if you get the dedicated IP. Now, if we go under the configuration tab, there's some options in here that are very essential. You can set the type of server your server is, so you can change the jar name. You can set the amount of player slots for your server, so you can set this to anything you would like. You can change the MOTD, so what it is displaying, and then you can also enable other lag prevention features that are included through ServerHorse. Now under here we have the schedules tab. You can get very advanced with these schedules and run a bunch of different commands, or have your server reboot at certain times a day, or you can have it deploy backups or create backups. Under the advanced tab, you can change the type of server your server is. So if you want to switch to any, if you want to switch to a modded server, Spigot, Craft Bucket, Paper, Twinity, you have a bunch of different options in here. So you can always format your server as well if you want to kind of start on a fresh slate. And then under the Tools tab, we have the Smart File Search. So if you want to search for something very specific, for example, let's say you know that there's a username or an ID, you know the ID, but you don't know what file it's in, you can just type that in here. So this is a very powerful, unique feature that we do offer you. So you can make use of this. We have the Modpack Installer, so you can install pretty much any Modpack out there through here, and it's just one-click install and you got it installed. And then we have the plugin installer over here, where you can install literally any plugin through this panel. So you don't have to ever leave the panel if you want to install plugins. So that is really it. You can always check for any announcements here that you may have, but that's really the main overview of this panel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you have any questions, feel free to create a ticket in the client area or on our Discord or through our live chat on the front page of the website here. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next Server Horse video.